Okay, look at this OC. Can you guess what he is? He's got a vest and a brooch, but the simplicity of his clothing points to him being more of a servant than a noble. His skin and hair might lead you to believe he's an alien or fantasy race, maybe one themed around a blue element like water, wind, or ice. His hard eyes are a pretty clear indicator that he's a sweetheart. Now look at this one. It f***ing sucks. Let's change it. I'm okay, I go by he, him. Let's go. This is Levra, and as his design doesn't properly convey, he's the king of Avir, the main setting of size. I fucked him up from the start because I went in a little too rural. I didn't look at references, I didn't do multiple versions, just one shot and stuck with it. I was critiqued when I posted a TikTok advertising the first chapter of my webcomic, which was the initial medium before the game jam. A user said the king didn't look king-like, but I excused it by saying Levra didn't care for social norms, and that it would be pointed out in the story. But I was 16. I've changed a lot in 2 years, as has the story and the character. Originally, Levra was aggressive and uncaring, even abusive to an extent. But at 28, post his attempted assassination at 14, he cannot be acting out like that. And Lix cannot be putting up with it. And since the webcomic was scrapped and I'm working on my first game that he'll appear in, I have the perfect chance to change him. My goal is simple, make a design that conveys the following: royalty, vampirism, fire, his motif, edgy, and invention. I stream this spot, so I don't have to write anything here in the script. Just say whatever and roll a clips. Amogus. I was thinking of doing some kind of tail coat. Well, I'm doing this on mouse, okay? I wanted to have a monocle for his powers. Magic. On the back of his event outfit, it has the symbols of Avir. It has the 4 fangs. But I don't know if I should include that in his regular attire. Maybe I should just make his official gear the event outfit, but at the same time, the event outfit feels more prince-like. I want to add lots of gems. Maybe having a pattern on the inside. It would also have to be a pattern that suits him. I don't know if that exactly... Ooh, but that, you know what that looks like? It looks like a crosshair. Because then it subtly tells you that you're under his radar, you are his target. Because when he's using his monocle, it's to enhance his vampiric power, which is basically a bullshit radar. He can sense if people are lying. But if he tries to use it in the regular way, it wastes more of his vampire energy. However, the monocle is supposed to help with that. It's like an enchanted monocle. The gloss is made of a crystal that has some kind of either energy magic or his vampiric blood in it, and it allows him to see through people's bullshit more easily, with it costing less energy. I'm seeing some idle animations that could be made here. Why are you smirking at me like that? And then the outside could have some fire stuff, so he looks like an anime guy. He is a vampire, but the blood theming is more Lix's thing. Lix is more of a blood guy. I'm the blood guy. The blood guy. Plunk it, plunk it, plunk it, plink, plink, plink. I've been watching a little too much Astral Spiff. I'm tempted to do something similar to this, where he has the gems on his boots. I'm also tempted to make them armor. I'm thinking Azer armor. Azer armor is a lot lighter than Levrai's usual armor. I think adding white, it might be a bit overwhelming for the colors. Red and black. It shows that he's a darker character compared to Lix. I think they do have a very strong color combination. I think if Lix's outfit stays simple and Levrai's outfit is a bit more complex, it'll add even more contrast. Edna is a diva. Bruh, that is not fantasy prince clothing. That is fantasy peasant clothing. Bruh. Everything I look at is AI. I think Roblox is gonna come in clutch with some cool designs. Why are you smirking at me like that? This is how I'm ending the stream. This is how I'm entering the stream. I wasn't sure how to approach the concept design, so I decided to replicate each of the outfit references I'd gathered, while simplifying and slightly adjusting them. I liked the first one the most, and the second one the least, and the sleeveless one made me realize that he should have fang tattoos. He now has fang tattoos. After I drew the designs, I highlighted the points I didn't like in gold, the points I did like in blue, and the parts that Levra wouldn't like in pink. You may point out that one of these designs is entirely blue, so I should go with that one. It looks more like a pirate design, so I put it to the side to use when he ends up on a boat in the second game. I also put the sleeveless one to the side to adjust and use as a summer outfit. And in this section here, but I put these images in a few discords to get feedback and made a video only showing the OG design to prove the first one is bad. Here's what I was told by Discord. I absolutely love this kind of fashion. These outfits are pretty creative and in my opinion for the character. I'm excited to see them in your game if you use them. The 6th design is clean and elegant. 3 and 4 give event vibes, so it's okay if they're impractical. I like 8 with the top and shoulders out. My favorites are 1 and 5. I like 1, 6, 8, and maybe 5. Levrai Persona 7 evolves. Awesome. And here's what I was told on TikTok. I'm not sure about what to assume because I'm bad at guessing things, but if you want to make the designs more interesting, you could make more going on around the pants and shoes to balance out the detail. I did that. Thank you. I don't really know what role they would be. I think they are a boy and a person who just tries to live their life. Both true. He's definitely a just let me get through my day type of guy. He's a male vampire, specifically serving Von Dracula. Unlike other vampires, he doesn't crave blood and sometimes even rejects it. This is the most interesting and honestly my favorite response. He is male and a vampire, but Von Dracula doesn't exist in this world. He does have a low amount of blood for a vampire though. He only has 1 cup out of the 1-to-3 ratio recommended by doctors alongside regular meals, and this does mean he almost never craves blood and would be able to control himself if he was cut off. He also does reject it sometimes, but that's usually because he's depressed. Okay, I see the problem. The design tells me absolutely nothing. I don't know what is on their shoulders, I can't really tell their gender, but I assume it's a male, and because it has literally 3 colors, it's complicated to tell what the shapes are. You should add another color that would make the shapes more evident, like white, yellow, or dark blue for example, to make the thing on their shoulders stand out. But don't add too many colors. Also, you should tell their personality through a pose or expression, or even eye shape. And lastly, make the eyebrows more visible if you want. That's all. The things on his shoulders are actually a collar with patterns. He is male, I have added more white to his design, and his pose and expression were made purposefully blank so the focus was on the design. He also does have a unique eye shape, it's a flame, and it gets more flame-like when he's stressed. I kind of agree with the eyebrow thing, but trying to adjust the color just ended poorly, and I shade them anyway, so it's easier to tell them apart. Your channel OC is pretty good by the way. Thank you! I don't really know what to say here. I took all the designs and drew over them to take out, shift, and add details. It was fun. This also helped me eliminate the designs that I just couldn't work with and help the designs I liked shine even more. I ended up with 3 designs. The first is great. The second design looks really cool, but it doesn't suit the setting. Avir is a kingdom mostly inspired by typical medieval fantasy and by the Australian town I grew up and live in. Like I've done with some of the other outfits, I'll save this one not as an alternative outfit for Levrai, but for one of the other characters who is elvish. It suits them more. The third design looks sick as fuck, but it's a bit crowded and detailed to do over and over again, and it's also a little too grandiose for Levrai, so I also put it to the side, and now it's a ceremonial outfit. After that, all I had to design was the monocle and crown. The monocle was easy, I basically nailed the design in my reference sketches. The crown was also easy, but I didn't want to do it. I don't want to waste time saying all of the reasons why that is, so I'll show it on the screen as text. But it looks sick as fuck and it matches the kingdom flag, so he can wear it during big important events. And canonically, it's not a crown, it's a headpiece, and it was made by the blacksmith when Levrai turned 18. It had no history beforehand. Anyway, here's the final design. Hopefully this video only took a few days to make. I'm going back to my game. I do commissions if you're interested. You'll find the link to my Ko-Fi and my card.co in the channel description. The art commission I featured this time was made by Ryu. I've linked their VGen, and the other one was by me. Bye!